Welcome back to our channel. We're about to explore the most sought-after Washington quarters that collectors are eager to get their hands on. From rare minting errors to limited editions, these coins have skyrocketed in value. Make sure to watch till the end as we reveal the Washington quarters that could make you a millionaire. The 1981 USA $quarter P coin may appear unremarkable at first glance, a coin that's part of a series seen in countless pockets and coin rolls across America. But beneath the surface of this seemingly ordinary piece of currency lies a fascinating story. It's a coin that embodies the changing times of the early 1980s, encapsulating both the triumphs and imperfections of a rapidly evolving nation and minting process. The journey of this quarter is one of artistry, craftsmanship, and rare errors that have turned it into a coveted treasure among numismatists. To understand the significance of the 1981 P quarter, we must first take a step back and look at the historical context surrounding its creation. The early 1980s were marked by political and economic shifts in the United States. The country was coming out of a deep recession, inflation was high, and unemployment was a major concern. In the midst of these challenges, the U.S. Mint was working tirelessly to produce the currency that would represent the nation's economic stability and identity. The 1981 quarter, minted at the Philadelphia Mint, was a part of this effort. It was a standard Washington quarter, which had been circulating since 1932 and was known for its timeless design and dedication to honoring the nation's first president. The coin's obverse was based on John Flanagan's portrait of George Washington, which had graced the quarter since its introduction. On the reverse, the iconic image of an American eagle perched proudly, holding arrows in one talon and an olive branch in the other, conveyed strength, peace, and the power of the U.S. government. These symbols of liberty and unity were a direct reflection of the nation's ideals during a period of social and economic unrest. Produced at the Philadelphia Mint, the 1981 quarter carried the P mint mark, an addition that began on the quarter just a year prior. This was a significant change in U.S. coinage, as the mint mark, P, had not been used on quarters before 1980. The mint mark signified that the coin was struck in Philadelphia, and its inclusion on quarters marked a new era in American numismatics, making the 1981 P quarter a unique piece for collectors. Despite the high production numbers, over 601 million quarters minted in 1981, the 1981 P quarter became much more than a simple coin in circulation. Over the years, collectors began to discover that some of these coins were far from typical. A number of 1981 P quarters had been struck with errors that would turn them into valuable and rare collectibles. Errors are a natural part of the minting process, but when they occur, they can add significant value to a coin. The 1981 P quarter, with its high production numbers and relatively simple design, became a prime target for discovering such anomalies. One of the most sought-after errors in the 1981 P quarter series involves coins that were struck with misaligned dies. These errors occur when the coin's design is not perfectly aligned with the planchet, or the blank coin that is stamped with the design. As a result, the coin may appear off-center, with parts of the design missing or overlapping. This misalignment can create a dramatic effect on the coin's appearance, making it a rare and valuable find for collectors. Another error found in some 1981 P quarters is the filled mint mark error. This occurs when the P mint mark, intended to be stamped on the coin to signify it was minted in Philadelphia, is partially or fully blocked by debris or grease. This creates a blurry or incomplete mint mark, which is considered an anomaly and makes the coin highly sought after by collectors who specialize in mint mark errors. A coin with a filled mint mark can command higher prices, as it's seen as a rare variation of an otherwise standard coin. The 1981 P quarter has also been associated with a range of other errors, such as die cracks, struck-through errors, and even coins made from wrong planchets. These kinds of anomalies happen when the coin press doesn't function perfectly, allowing foreign materials or inconsistencies to create unusual features on the coin. A quarter struck on a foreign planchet, for example, would not only be an exciting find but also one that could increase the coin's value dramatically. While these errors certainly add value, it's the overall condition of the coin that also plays a huge role in determining its price. Coins in mint condition, especially those without heavy wear and tear, are much more valuable to collectors. A quarter that remains in near-perfect condition, especially one with a rare error, could fetch a significant price at auction or in private sales. Coins graded at MS67 or higher are considered to be in almost flawless condition, and examples of the 1981 P quarter in this state have seen remarkable bidding wars. The rarity of such well-preserved coins only adds to their allure, creating a marketplace where collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. So, what exactly makes the 1981 P quarter so special? For one, it's a coin that connects the present to the past. The minting errors and design elements are a tangible link to the history of American coinage, and for collectors, there's something inherently thrilling about uncovering a rare error or anomaly. Whether it's the feeling of excitement when you first spot a filled mint mark or the allure of finding an off-center coin, the 1981 P quarter has become a symbol of the world of coin hunting, where the smallest details can lead to massive rewards. And now, for the big reveal, a 1981 P quarter, in near mint condition and with one of these rare errors, has sold for an incredible $139,000 at auction. That's right, a single quarter, worth just 25 cents when it was minted, has become a prized collector's item valued at tens of thousands of dollars. Up next, we're diving into the fascinating world of one of the most intriguing coins from the 1980s, the 1984 USA $quarter P coin. At first glance, it might seem like just another quarter that came and went in everyday transactions, but behind this seemingly ordinary piece of currency lies a rare and captivating history that has turned it into a highly sought-after collectible. It's not just any 25-cent piece, this coin carries with it stories of minting quirks, unique characteristics, and a market-driven rarity that has led it to become a highly valuable treasure for collectors. To begin, let's take a look at the historical backdrop of the 1984 quarter. The early 1980s were a time of economic upheaval and recovery for the United States. The country had just come out of the 1970s recession, and under President Ronald Reagan's leadership, the nation began navigating through policies aimed at economic stabilization and growth. It was in this environment that the 1984 quarter was minted, carrying the familiar designs of George Washington's portrait and the mighty American eagle. While its face value was still 25 cents, what would make some 1984 P quarters extraordinary was not just their role in everyday commerce, but the unique features they would eventually develop as time passed. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint, the 1984 quarter was part of the Washington Quarter series, which had been in circulation since 1932. The obverse of the coin featured the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, along with the inscriptions, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." The reverse depicted the majestic American eagle, perched with wings spread wide and clutching both an olive branch and arrows in its talons, symbols of peace and military readiness. These timeless motifs were part of the quarter's enduring appeal, and for many, they represented the strength and resilience of the nation. While these elements were standard across the years, the 1984 P quarter became noteworthy for the high number of errors and unique characteristics that emerged, turning it from an ordinary coin into a prized rarity among collectors. Some of these quirks were the result of mistakes during the minting process, errors that slipped through quality control and ultimately made certain 1984 quarters highly desirable to numismatists. One of the most common errors found on the 1984 P quarters is the off-center strike. This occurs when the blank planchet, or coin disc, is not properly aligned in the minting press, causing the design to be struck off-center. As a result, part of the coin's design may be missing or shifted, which can make the coin look dramatically different from a normal, well-aligned strike. Off-center strikes can range from minor misalignments to coins that are severely off-center, making them much rarer and more valuable. These mistakes are considered highly collectible because they are an anomaly in the manufacturing process, turning a simple quarter into a one-of-a-kind coin. In addition to the off-center strikes, another major error that has been found in some 1984 P quarters is the filled mintmark error. This occurs when the mintmark, which designates where the coin was minted, in this case, the P for Philadelphia, is not fully struck due to grease, debris, or other foreign materials on the die. As a result, the P mintmark may appear blurry, incomplete, or even completely missing. Collectors who specialize in mintmarks will look specifically for these filled mintmark coins, as they are considered rare and valuable due to the nature of the error. Another interesting anomaly that can be found in the 1984 P quarter series is the double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck multiple times by the die, resulting in a faint doubling of certain parts of the design. This doubling can be seen on the letters of Liberty or on the digits of the year, 1984. While double dies are not as common as off-center strikes or filled mintmarks, they do appear from time to time, and when they do, they add an extra layer of rarity and value to the coin. Beyond these errors, the overall condition of the coin is a major factor in its value. Most 1984 quarters were circulated, meaning they've been worn down by use over the years. However, Coins that have been preserved in uncirculated or near mint condition are much more valuable. A quarter that has been kept in pristine condition, free from the wear and tear of daily life, is far rarer than one that has been in constant circulation. Coins that have been graded as MS-67 or higher, meaning they are nearly flawless, can demand top dollar at auctions or private sales. Over the years, as more collectors became aware of the potential value of error coins, demand for the 1984 P quarter grew. These coins, especially those with significant errors, have become highly coveted. Auction houses and numismatic dealers are always on the lookout for these rare finds, and the market for error quarters has been heating up as more people recognize their rarity and historical value. So, what is the value of a 1984 P quarter today? While most 1984 P quarters are still worth only their face value of 25 cents, the rare errors, especially those in excellent condition or with significant misprints, can fetch a staggering price. A 1984 P quarter with a notable error, be it an off-center strike, filled mint mark, or double die, can easily command tens of thousands of dollars. In fact, a specimen in mint condition with one of these rare features has been known to sell for as much as $132,000 at auction, depending on its uniqueness and quality. Yes, a quarter that once circulated as part of your everyday change could be worth more than most luxury cars. It's a prime example of how numismatics, coin collecting, can turn a seemingly ordinary object into a valuable piece of history. For coin collectors, the search for these rarities continues, as more and more people begin to understand the wealth of opportunity hidden in everyday coins. Now we are exploring a fascinating and highly sought-after coin that may have slipped under the radar for many collectors, but for those who know what to look for, the 1996 USA $quarter D coin is a gem in the world of numismatics. At first glance, this quarter might seem like any other coin from the mid-1990s, but there's much more to this coin than meets the eye. While it's still a common quarter in circulation, some particular 1996 D quarters carry rare features and errors that have made them highly valuable. The 1996 quarter was a part of the iconic Washington quarter series that had been in circulation for decades by that time. Designed by John Flanagan, the series featured George Washington's portrait on the obverse and an eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch on the reverse. These designs were recognizable symbols of American strength and unity. But what makes the 1996 D quarter unique? Let's take a deeper dive into its history and minting details. The year 1996 was notable for several reasons. The United States had entered the second half of the 1990s, and the country was enjoying a period of prosperity. Economically, the U.S. was experiencing a boom, largely driven by the rise of the internet and technology. Politically, it was a year marked by the re-election of President Bill Clinton. However, in the world of coinage, the 1996 D quarter, minted at the Denver Mint, would prove to be of particular interest to collectors. The 1996 D quarter was produced in large numbers, with millions of these coins entering circulation. For the most part, these coins were no different from the typical quarters that people used in everyday transactions. Yet, it was over time that collectors began to notice some subtle and not so subtle details that made certain coins from this year far rarer than others. While some might have overlooked the 1996 D quarter, for those in the know, this coin was not just a piece of currency, it became a treasure hunt. The 1996 D quarter, like many coins, was struck using the standard copper-nickel clad composition, with a weight of 5.67 grams and a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. This composition was common to U.S. quarters minted after 1965. What made the 1996 D quarter interesting, however, were the anomalies that were found among certain specimens. These quirks and errors would eventually propel the 1996 D quarter to the status of a highly desirable collectible. One of the most noteworthy errors found on the 1996 D quarter was the double die variety. A double die error occurs when a coin is struck multiple times, resulting in the design being imprinted twice on the coin. This can lead to a faint doubling of the letters or numbers on the coin, which is most commonly visible on the inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust. The double die error is rare, and when it appears on coins like the 1996 D quarter, it makes them much more valuable. Collectors with a keen eye search specifically for coins with these kinds of errors, as they can fetch significant prices. In addition to the double die error, there's also the possibility of an off-center strike on some 1996 D quarters. An off-center strike happens when the coin blank or planchet is not properly aligned in the coin press. This misalignment causes the design to be struck off-center, leaving part of the coin's design missing or displaced. Depending on how far off-center the coin is, it can turn into a rare and valuable piece. Off-center strikes often attract collectors because they are visually unique and showcase the imperfections that occurred during minting. Another factor that contributes to the 1996 D-quarter's value is its overall rarity in higher grades. Most 1996 D-quarters that were minted were released into circulation and spent years in pockets, purses, and coin jars. As a result, the vast majority of these coins exhibit wear and tear from being used in daily transactions. However, coins that have been kept in pristine condition, those that have never been circulated, are much rarer. Coins that are graded MS65 or higher, which means they are nearly flawless, are in high demand among collectors. The better the condition of the coin, the higher its market value. Over the years, the market for error coins has only grown stronger. More and more collectors are drawn to these rare and unique pieces of history, and the 1996 D-quarter has become a prime example of how small mistakes or quirks in minting can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into a highly valuable collectible. As the popularity of error coins continues to rise, the 1996 D-quarter has garnered attention not just for its errors but for the significance it holds in the broader history of U.S. coinage. In fact, the value of this coin has been steadily increasing, and it has become more than just a collector's item. It is now an investment opportunity. With many investors flocking to the world of rare coins, finding a valuable 1996 D-quarter can be akin to stumbling upon a hidden treasure. Rare coins like this one have a tendency to appreciate over time, especially as fewer of them are available in circulation. As the demand for rare coins continues to outstrip supply, their prices rise, and the 1996 D-quarter has become one of the most coveted pieces of U.S. numismatic history. So, how much is a 1996 D-quarter worth today? While the value of a typical 1996 D-quarter is still just 25 cents, certain examples, particularly those with significant errors or that have been preserved in mint condition, are worth far more. The most valuable 1996 D-quarters are the ones with a noticeable error, such as a double die or off-center strike. A 1996 D-quarter with one of these errors, especially in uncirculated or near-mint condition, can fetch impressive sums. At the high end of the spectrum, some of the rarest 1996 D-quarters have been known to sell for as much as $89,000. As with many collectibles, finding a 1996 D-quarter with a rare error requires a keen eye and a bit of luck. But for those who are willing to search through their spare change or browse coin shops and online auctions, the reward can be substantial. The world of coin collecting is one that is both exciting and ever-evolving, with each new discovery bringing the possibility of unearthing a fortune. The 2021 Crossing the Delaware Quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarter series, a program that has captured the beauty and history of the United States through its coin designs. This particular coin, however, is far more than just a simple piece of currency. It is a vivid portrayal of one of the most crucial moments in American history. The scene depicted on this quarter has been immortalized in art, literature, and countless historical records, representing a pivotal turning point in the American Revolution. The image of General George Washington crossing the icy Delaware River with his troops during the night of December 25, 1776, is one of the most iconic moments in U.S. history, and this coin serves as a powerful reminder of that event. The historical context of the 2021 Crossing the Delaware Quarter is deeply intertwined with the struggle for American independence. When General Washington made the daring decision to cross the Delaware River, he was facing a critical moment in the war. The Continental Army had suffered a series of defeats, morale was low, and the cause for independence was on the verge of collapse. However, in a bold move, Washington led his troops across the frigid, ice-filled river in the dead of night, under harsh winter conditions. This calculated risk led to a surprise attack on the Hessian forces in Trenton, New Jersey, delivering a much-needed victory to the Americans. The victory at Trenton rejuvenated the morale of the troops and gave a renewed sense of hope to the revolutionaries. It demonstrated Washington's leadership, strategy, and the ability to inspire his men to face seemingly insurmountable odds. The design of the 2021 Crossing the Delaware Quarter is a beautiful and intricate tribute to this defining moment. The reverse side of the coin features a powerful depiction of General Washington standing resolute in a small boat, guiding his troops across the turbulent waters of the Delaware River. The image reflects not only the hardships they faced during the crossing but also the incredible determination that Washington and his soldiers displayed during this pivotal mission. The frigid waters, the sense of urgency, and the tension captured in the design tell the story of that fateful night. The artistry of the coin, based on the famous painting by Emanuel Leutze, captures the dramatic intensity of the event, bringing history to life in a way that resonates deeply with anyone who understands the importance of that moment in American history. This coin was minted by the U.S. Mint in 2021 as part of the America the Beautiful series, which focuses on historic events and landmarks across the United States. Unlike previous coins in the series that celebrate national parks or historical landmarks, the Crossing the Delaware Quarter commemorates a singular event that played an immense role in the success of the American Revolution. While the coin represents Delaware as part of the America the Beautiful series, it's not just the state of Delaware that is honored, it's the entire nation, for the courage and leadership displayed during Washington's daring crossing. Delaware is also the first state to ratify the U.S. Constitution, making its inclusion in this historic design all the more fitting. The quarter features the familiar obverse design of George Washington, created by John Flanagan, with the inscriptions, "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the year of minting. The reverse design, however, tells a unique story, one of military strategy, resilience, and an unrelenting drive for freedom. The coin serves as a tribute to the bravery of Washington's army and is a powerful reminder of the sacrifices made for American independence. The 2021 Crossing the Delaware Quarter, therefore, holds much more than just monetary value. It carries with it the weight of history, symbolizing not just a victory in battle but a moment that helped turn the tide of the American Revolution. Although the 2021 Crossing the Delaware Quarter was minted in large quantities for circulation, its historical significance makes it a coveted item for collectors. Like many coins, the value of the quarter is influenced by its condition, rarity, and any potential minting errors. Collectors often seek out coins with unique features, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or unusual imperfections that occurred during the minting process. These types of coins are typically rarer and are highly valued in the numismatic community. Coins that have been graded in uncirculated or near-mint condition are also more desirable, as their appearance and preservation reflect the quality of their production. As with many commemorative coins, the 2021 Crossing the Delaware Quarter has the potential to appreciate in value over time. Collectors often look to coins that commemorate significant historical events as an investment, knowing that their rarity and the importance of the event could lead to increased demand in the future. As the years pass and fewer high-quality specimens are available, the value of this coin is likely to rise. Especially those with minting errors or in pristine condition could become rare finds that command significant prices at auctions or among collectors. The appeal of this coin lies not just in its design or its potential monetary value but also in the story it tells. Owning a 2021 Crossing the Delaware Quarter is like holding a piece of American history. It is a tangible connection to one of the most important events that shaped the country, and it serves as a reminder of the courage and leadership that ultimately led to the birth of the United States. Whether you're a collector, a history enthusiast, or someone who appreciates fine artistry, this coin is more than just a quarter. It is a testament to the sacrifices and determination of the people who fought for the freedoms that we enjoy today. As you hold the 2021 Crossing the Delaware Quarter in your hand, you're not simply holding a coin. You're holding a symbol of the courage that defined the American Revolution and helped lay the foundation for a nation built on liberty and freedom. Whether you're adding it to your collection or just discovering it for the first time, this quarter represents something far more significant than its face value. It is a lasting tribute to a moment in history that continues to inspire generations of Americans, reminding us of the power of leadership, unity, and the will to persevere against all odds. The 2021 Crossing the Delaware Quarter is a coin that will continue to resonate with collectors and history lovers alike for years to come.